Evam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Devam Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We just completed the chapter 7 of the Ashtavakra Gita, where Janaka Maharaj glorifying the pure self that I am. That I am is existent consciousness which is limitless, which is same as Satchidananda Swarupam, and the whole universe is nothing only a apparent modifications like a Indrajalam, as though it is appearing but it's not really there, and all called Namke Vaste, and it is transformationless transformation. I don't really become universe, neither Brahman becomes universe, because I am Brahman, but at the same time universe is appearing on Brahman or as though in Brahman, and that is essentially the projection of the universe in that form, and therefore I am unaffected by things that arise in the universe, sustained by the universe, or go back into the universe. I am beyond these names and forms, and therefore that is my real nature. And now the Upanishad talks about the bondage and the freedom, and Ashtavakra, now the sage Ashtavakra is giving us the indications of what exactly is a bondage and what exactly involves in the liberation. And the essence, in other words, is this ahankara and mamakara. These are the two things that contributes to the bondage as well as the liberation too, depending upon how one applies. So the mamakara is this is mine. Ahankara is this is I am. So when I say I am and I want this, that is expression of the ahankara. And when I get expression and I get what I want, then this is mine. A possessiveness of ownership, which is essentially a false ownership, that is different from this is mine and that's not mine. So distinctions are coming in, and this is yours and I want to take yours also into mine. So this is the internal struggles of try to get what belongs to others as mine, and whole life itself is trying to say I want this, I want this. Why? Because this will give me happiness, that will give me happiness, and I don't want this because this is causing me suffering. So I want to get rid of things that are causing me problems. I want to get what I want, where I is associated with the body, mind, intellect complex. When I say I am this, therefore I am not that, and I want that also into this group, and the struggle goes on, the rat race goes on, and everybody is seeking happiness without knowing or without realizing the happiness they are seeing is right there with them. Yet they think happiness is here, happiness is there, so they try to get it, and they get it, they are temporarily happy, but again the mind feels that it's not full, and therefore it wants something else for its happiness. So these two things that are defined here, one is ahankara and mamankara. Ahankara is I am this notion, so I am equal to this. That's the definition of ahankara. And mamakara is this is mine. So it is possessiveness involved, ownership involved, and the also doership involved. I am the doer, and the result belongs to me, and therefore enjoyership is also involved. So in the Maha Upanishad there are two words. These two words. One is the mamakara, and that is minus. So here it says in the Daupade Bandha Mokshaya Dvaupadi bandha mokshaya nirmameti mameti cha nirmameti mameti cha mameti bandhas bhajyate jantuhu mameti bhajyate jantuhu nirmameti vimuchyate nirmameti vimuchyate. So there are two words, Dvaupadi. This is Mahapanishad, is a chapter 4, 72 sloka in that Upanishad. And it says, Dvaupadi, there are two words, bandha mokshaya. One causes bondage and the other causes liberation. These are the two words. And the first one, it gives liberation, nirmameti, this is not mine, nirmama. And mameti, this is mine. One is possessiveness, another is the removal of the possessiveness. So this is not mine, this is me only, not mine. That's a later understanding we'll see. Nirmameti and mameti. Mama iti and nirmama iti. These are the two words. And Dvaupadi, these two words, one causes bondage and one causes the liberation. What causes bondage? Mama. Means this is mine, and therefore when I say this is mine, the inclusion automatically provides an exclusion. That is not mine. This is mine, that's not mine. This chair is mine, don't occupy this chair. And that chair is not mine. So I would like to have that chair also. So this mamakara and ahankara, I am this, and I want to make this as big as possible so that I get respect, and this includes I am the millionaire, I am a billionaire, and all that qualifications I get depending upon this. You know, that beautiful house, big house, that's mine. So what happens? So what? So but because it's mine, so I am great. So because I have a bigger house, therefore I am also big. I have a large wealth, therefore I am also big. So what I possess, depending upon the possessiveness of the objects, I am also become big in the process. The more I have, more I am. That's essentially the mamakara. And involved in mama, this is mine, mameti. And how do I get liberation? Nirmama, this is not mine. It is whole universes. So this is not mine from the point of individual jiva. This is mine. If I say occupy the whole universe, there is nothing that is not really me itself. And that's essentially involves the liberation. So here in the next line, mameti bhajyate jantuhu. Mama iti, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, contributes to the bondage, bhajyate. It binds jantuhu. That word, jivas. So the one who is alive in the form of a local entity, and he is bounded by this notion of ownership, and that is called mama. So this is mameti bandhoho, and therefore opposite is nirmameti vimuchyate. By giving up any false ownership of it, I become free from this bondage of locking myself. So it is the giving up is involved when there is a possessiveness. If I don't have any possessiveness, then there is nothing for me to give up. So you have to give up until I realize that there is nothing really I can give up, because everything is only me. So what can I give up? So that understanding, until that understanding comes, I have to give up, and that's essentially sannyasa. Means this is not mine, this is not mine. So in the sannyasa was glorified in the even there was an American lady it's called Peace Pilgrim. So if you go to Google and ask for Peace Pilgrim, you get the information. And she was neither a atheist nor a theist, and she didn't have any knowledge of anything. Suddenly she realized that I don't need all this. So she started giving away everything, not mine, not mine, not mine. So distribute everything to make it, because she had a notion, this is mine. So this is not mine, this is not mine. Everything she started giving up until at last she was left with 2 dresses, one wearing and one for the next washing, and a pair of shoes, and that's all she has. And she started walking because she learned her place. She gave her place, everything, and she started, says, if the Lord wants me to take rest, He'll provide me rest. So she used to find a place in either stations or in the bus stops and continue to walk and preach peace, the peace, the prashant, unity, quietness of the mind, shantam, and she has not studied any Vedanta. She has not been exposed to any the religion or religious teaching. She is still communicating what makes the mind calm and quiet, and that's exactly what she was preaching. And she was known as Peace Pilgrim, and she met the president, who was the president of the US at that time also. She walked from one end of the country to other end of the country, and all doing is going and taking shelter, and people were became aware of her and provided her shelter, provided her food. If she gets the food, she eats. Otherwise, okay, today no food. So until he gets the food, then she was walking. So Krishna says, those who surrender to me, I take care of their welfare. In fact, it so happens that she was walking, and when fellow saw that she was young at that time, he says he wanted to enjoy her, and so he wanted to say, you want a ride? I'll take you a ride. So he was planning to force her and enjoy her. And so he was walking, but in the process of talking to her, he realized his problem. He realized that she is really a sage, and he became a follower of her later. See, this is the glory of the sannyasa. When you give up everything, Lord provides you, Lord takes care of your own welfare. See, the ananyas chintayanto maya janah paryupasate tesham yogakshevam mahamyam. So their yoga and kshema, what they need and what they don't need, I'll take care of that. That's a promise, and the promise was delivered, because that's exactly what happened if you read her story. In fact, her teaching was very close to the Vedanta, even though she was not exposed to Vedanta. So here, this is mama and nirmama. These are the 2 aspects in the mind that contributes to bondage as well as liberation. So mind and its understanding, this is mine or not mine, becomes responsible for this continuation of the samsara. So essentially, it says the Upanishad says, Manayeo manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayoho bandhaya vishayasaktam muktair nirvishayam srutam. So Manayeo manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayoho. Mind is responsible for both the bondage as well as liberation. This is Amrita Bindhu Upanishad that says, and it is the mind that is responsible for liberation also. So not that you go beyond the mind, you have to understand the mind. So manayeva manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayoho bandhaya vishayasaktam. So bondage is I want this, I want this, I want this. All vishayasaktam means the running after sense objects is essentially contributes to the bondage, and therefore liberation is opposite, nirmamayati. So bandhaya vishayasaktam, and the moksham is essentially the liberation is giving up the attachments to the object. So manayeva manushyanam karanam bandhamokshayoho bandhaya vishayasaktam nirvishayam srutam. So I forgot, the word is not coming. But anyway, the giving up the attachments to everything, it is attachment that I depend on that. It is a problem. The problem is not the object. Object is there, it is a part of the creation. But I want that object, and because my happiness depends on the object getting it. That is a problem, and that's what has to be removed. By knowing that happiness comes from me only. That's how we have to understand it. So we'll do sloka 1. tada bandho yadha chittam, tada bandho yadha chittam. Sorry, it's Ashtavakra uvacha. The sage Ashtavakra is saying, tada bandho yada chittam, kinchit vanchati sochati, kinchit vanchati sochati, kinchit munchati grushnati, kinchit dushyati kupyati. So together, tada bandho yada chittam, kinchit vanchati sochati, kinchit munchati krishnati, kinchit dushyati kupyati. So what is bondage is being defined in this, Ashtavakra is defining in this sloka. So tada, then, bandha, that is the bondage, yada, when, then when this happens, when this is happening, then it's a bondage. So yada tada bandha. When chittam, the mind, is essentially kinchit vanchati, desires anything for what? For happiness. So it depends on something other than itself for its happiness. Since it depends on something other than itself, it wants that object, that object for to get happiness, because happiness is a notion that it is in the other object, and therefore you go after it. So that's what the rat race is. I want this, I want this, I want this. We never satisfy, because that longing mind, wanting mind, desiring mind, for what? Kinchit vanchati. For some object I like, I don't like that object, I like this object, more of this, and greediness, all that comes into picture as the mind gets cocooned into that wanting. So, yada bandho chitam kinchit vanchati, and sochati, and grieves when it cries. Why does it cry? Because I want this, and also somebody else also wants this, and when I go after, so particularly you see in the sale, suddenly you are walking and watching, window walking, and suddenly you saw a beautiful object, and your mind gets attracted to it. Hey, I would like to have that, but the price is too high. So you walk out without buying, and suddenly next day it says sale of that object for half off, and you saw it, you want to get it, and you join. There is a big line there, and by the time you approach, just before you approach, the other fellow in front of you bought that one, and there is no more. So you and your desired object, some obstruction comes into picture. Then comes the sochati. That's one kind of suffering. If an object that causes you suffering, and if when it comes you don't want it, at the same time it's coming, that's also a different kind of the suffering also. So here, whatever one wants, kinchit vanchati and or sochati, and when you are not getting, you are crying, and that's all part of the bondage only. Crying is result of the wanting only. If you don't want it, if somebody takes this, I don't care, let him have it. So you don't cry if somebody takes that, because you do not have any desire for it. So you do not have desire for anything in the world only when the mind doesn't go after the objects, doesn't think some object is going to give happiness. It finds happiness in himself or itself, as I am already full, I don't need anything for my happiness. Then that mind is what is a liberated mind. So kinchit vanchati sochati, kinchit munchati. So that it doesn't want kinchit munchati, so reject something that doesn't like, or grishnati, that which is grab something more than I have it already, but I would love to grab some more, and this greediness comes because of that wanting only. So grishnati, kinchit drushyati, so and rukshyati. So when something comes, this whatever that is seen and that comes, and this it becomes elated. Hey, I got it what I wanted. So rushyati, rejoice, enjoys, and kupyati feels angry if not getting what you want. And it is a bondage when the mind desires, grieves at anything lost or accept or reject anything or feels happy or unhappy at something, whether you get an object or not. Krishna defined in the second chapter, Jayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Upajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha Kama Krodho Vajayate Krodhat Bhavati Sammohaha Sammoha Sruti Vibramaha Sruti Bramsa Buddhinashaha Buddhinasha Pranasyati. So Krishna gives a picturization of how this happens, how the mind gets cocooned into this, where unnecessarily I went to shopping center and saw. Not that I really wanted it, but it looks attractive that a desire comes to possess it. So this is essentially Jayato Vishayan Pumsaha. One thinks of having it. So suddenly they say, why not I have it? It looks good. Jayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Upajayate. And slowly, more I think about it, more I get attached to it. So I would like to have it, I want to have it, and say, why not I have it too? I should have it. And that becomes a strong desire, a occasional just a accidental glance has become a strong desire for the object. So the Jayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangasteshu Upajayate Sangas Sanjayate Kamaha. By that I get a desire to possess it. Sanjayate Kamaha. To possess, a desire to have it comes out of it by constant thinking about it. And Sanjayate Kama Kamat Krodho Bhujayate. From the desire I get anger because somebody comes, obstacle comes between me and the object of my desire. So Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodho Bhujayate. Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha. When the anger comes, sammoham, delusion comes, I lose the discrimination of what is right and what is wrong in that anger, that somebody took what I want and I am ready to do anything to oppose whatever so that I can get it. So Sanjayate Kama, Kamat Krodho Bhujayate, Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha, Sammoha Sruti Vibramaha. I forget even whom I am dealing with. It may be my own mother, and I am ready because I am so overwhelmed by the desire for an object, and she came in between me and my desire. I get so angry without recognizing it's my own mother. I am ready to pounce on her, and that's essentially Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha, Sammoha Sruti Vibramaha, Sruti Bramsa Buddhinasha. I lose the discriminative intellect, what is right and what is wrong, and I do certain things which I regret later. That essentially is the bondage, and that's how a desire can prop up, and all other subsidiary emotional changes can occur in the mind. That's why mind becomes responsible for bondage as well as liberation. So what's the liberation? Krishna picturized only the degradation of a human being, a downfall of a human being. So what is the uplift? So Shankaracharya talks about in the Bhajagovindam, it is essentially Satsangatve Nissangatvam, Nissangatve Nirmohatvam, Nirmohatve Nischalatatvam, Nischalatatve Jivanmuktaha. So how do I get liberated? Satsang. By having a right association with the good people. The good is that which uplifts my mind to higher without causing less agitations. The more I attach to something higher, higher is that which where the mind does not get agitations. Agitations are getting removed. When I am committed to something higher, automatically the lower fall down. When my mind is attached to, say, the Lord Himself, then every other desire goes away. Even if I have desire for an object, I can use the Lord Himself. Says, for example, if I have strong desire for some sweet, I can make most of it and offer it to the Lord. So let Him have it also, same vasanas. So, but Lord is infinite, say, beta, you can have it. So it comes back as a prasadam. When I offer it called Naivedyam, it comes back from Him as a prasadam. And prasadam, you have to distribute to everybody, and in the process, I am distributing my vasanas to everybody. So essentially, I am getting free from the desire for it. So once I have the higher cause, and the lower will be automatically surrendered. I want to get a first class and I am studying hard, therefore I give up automatically my mind dissipation in other wasteless pursuits in life, watching TV or going out and play and all that. I withdraw my mind from that, invest on something higher where my mind is single pointed, and in that process the mind itself is grows, and that's what is essentially the opposite ladder. Satsangatve nissangatvam. By having association with the satsang, satsang can be a good company, a company of the sages, or company of the good books, where my mind becomes calm and quiet in process. So by satsangatve nissangam, I get detached from everything that I want this, I want this, I want this, because of the satsang. Satsangatve nissangatvam. Nissangatve nirmohatvam. There is no more delusion now, because my mind is become calm and quiet, can discriminate what is real and what is not real, what is eternal and what is ephemeral. All that becomes possible only for a mind which is sharp, and that is called the Sukshma Buddhi, a subtle mind developed. There is a subtle mind and Tichna Buddhi, which is a sharp mind. We want a subtle mind. Subtle mind is not a synthetic mind, and whereas a sharp mind is analytical mind, which divides like any scientist does. This belongs to this phylum, that belongs, classification, codification, differentiation. That is what a sharp mind, sharp means dividing. Whereas the Vedanta wants not the sharp mind, but subtle mind that integrates and looks oneness that pervades all the divisions. That which is supreme. I can see Lord in one in spite of all other things. I see pure existence that I am in all objects too. So I am looking at that oneness that pervades everything, and that is essentially required Sukshma Buddhi, a subtle mind, an integrating mind, and not an analytical mind, that which sees oneness that pervades many, and that is Nissangatve nirmohatvam nirmohatve nischalatatvam. The mind has become calm and quiet. Nischalatatve jivan muktaha. To that mind, when it's educated and knows the truth, and that mind leads to the liberation. And Nissangatve and ilmohatvam, mohatve, nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan mukta. A liberated soul, while living, he gets liberated. That's the scale going upwards, whereas Krishna is picturing the downfall, because he wants to make sure everybody should be aware of it. And what is the remedy? And Shankara provides this in his sloka in the Bhajagovindam, and I'm sure you are all familiar. So this is the bondage mind is responsible for bondage as well as the liberation. So mind is very sensitive, and therefore one has to treat the mind properly in order to evolve. So we do the next sloka. Tada muktir yada chittam, tada muktir yada chittam, na vanchati na sochati, na vanchati na sochati, na munchati na grishnati, na munchati na grishnati, na hrukshyati na kupyati, na hrukshyati na kupyati. Together, tada muktir vida chittam, na vanchati na sochati, na munchati na grishnati, na hrukshyati na kupyati. So now a remedy is provided here. Therefore, what is that mukti? The mind gets liberated only tada and yada. When this happens, then that happens. So tada, then muktihi yada chittam, the mind, na vanchati na sochati, na munchati na grishnati, and na hrukyati na kupyati. So it is essentially, it doesn't desire anything. Amanchati, na sochati, neither it cries for anything, and na munchati, neither it rejects anything, na grishnati, not grabs anything, na hruhyati, and does not feel elated about it, and na kupyati, does not feel angry. So it is what? A lazy mind, which is useless mind, because it doesn't do anything at all. So it is essentially, mind doesn't depend on something other than that. If it comes is okay, if it doesn't come also is okay. So in either way the mind doesn't get perturbed, but mind can enjoy whatever that comes and enjoy, that's a suffering or the decision. Okay, Lord is sending me this, I must have done in the past, the body, mind, intellect must have done, so let it go through, and he passes through that also. When something good comes, he enjoys also. So, but his happiness doesn't depend on that. If it comes, is okay. If it doesn't come, also it's okay. So he doesn't reject anything, nor goes after, I want that alone and not this, and so on. So essentially, even if he wants and goes for something, it's only as a drama part of it. And if he doesn't get what he wants, also he's not worried about it. And that's essentially is the state of mind of a Jivan Mukta. So tada muktirhi, the mukti, the liberation is therefore chittam na vanchati. There is no strong desire that I need this for my happiness. Vancha means, that's why prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan. Atmani eva atmanatushtaha is reveling in himself by himself, because he doesn't need anything else for himself for enjoying. He is reveling, even if you bring it, he enjoys, but saying that that's me only in that form. So he understood that even the object is me. So when he says the Atmani eva, Atma means Aidatma Dagam Sarvam Tat Satyam, and even everything, essence of everything is myself only. That Atma he revels, and therefore he doesn't have any loss or gain, because he is infinite. So therefore no upliftment of losing something or gaining something or whatever that comes, it's a part of the glory, becomes vibhuti also. Sada muktir veda chittam na vanchati na sochati, neither cries, na munchati, neither rejects, na grishnati. He doesn't go and grab and be greedy, na hrushyati, does not feel unnecessarily elevated, oh I got it, so on, broadcasting and so on. Even if he gets liberated, he doesn't show it. So Jnani doesn't go up and down that he discovered the truth. Even though in his own mind he was reveling in that, and he may sing a song of glory, say ahua hua amanna mahamanna mahamanna mahannado amannado. It's a sage of a realized master, out of ecstasy he may sing, but that's out of outburst of his own nature. And that essentially na munchati, na grishnati, na hruhyati, na kupyati. Neither he feels angry. He may show anger, but he doesn't feel internally the anger. So next moment he will be very compassionate also. That kind of experience that I have with Swamiji, Swami Chiranandaji, and I observed him so much that as a part of my own education, to see how a Mahatma reacts or lives through. So I was learning more in the outside association with him, and of course learning in the class also. So that's essentially Ashtavakra tells what exactly involved, where the problem is, what exactly involved for the liberation. And we continue. There are two more slokas in this liberation and bondage. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.